bit of a mood, hey?
Yes.
I like it.
100%.
And it's wasting time by Drake. And
It's my absolute favorite.
Sounds amazing, right?
If you're gonna waste your time with me.
Hey. That, oh man, and we're in the month of love, so that sounds like a nice line.
You know, I dedicate
A
that
pickup
song
line.
to myself. I tell myself, like,
Okay.
Firoza, if you're gonna be wasting your time,
Just time in yourself.
yes, let me waste time on myself.
I like that. I like that. Waste time in yourself at the end of the day. No. That is perfect. I absolutely like that. As you know, we are constantly giving you words of wisdom. And this one is going, well, it's in tune with the month of love. I love love. I love love so much, guys. Who else loves love? Come on.
I
come
love
on.
love.
Ah!
I love love. Please,
I'm not convinced.
A lover. I'm a lover.
For us, it's like our church is like
I'm
giving
not a
us
fan.
bombastic side eyes. She is literally giving us a bombastic side eye, and it's like a way to king in it. What I love about this one, it says here, kindness doesn't cost a thing, but it can change everything. I absolutely love that. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind. It doesn't cost you anything to be nice. You know, I absolutely love that. I feel like in more ways than one, you genuinely impact people so much on how you treat them. You know, what's that saying? Someone will remember what you did or what you said about how you made them feel.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
And that is Maya Angelou. Yes. So I completely stand with this one. You do not want to be known as a horrible person in general.
You don't want to be mean.
You don't want to be mean. That mean energy, nah. But what are the costs of being kind? Do you guys believe there are costs to being kind?
Yes, I do believe that there are costs.
Okay.
As a overly kind person,
Yes.
The cost I've paid is finances. Also, for example, just sabotaging myself to help the person.
Fair.
For example, you ask me for something, I can empathize with you and see that, damn, if I was in your situation,
Yes.
I'd really need the help.
Yes.
And if I know I can't help you, I wouldn't want to tell you.
Yeah.
I'd go and take out a loan behind your back
Rather
so that I can help you. So sometimes you can take it too far if you're
That
too
is
kind.
That is far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think in that moment I was being kind to the person but not kind to myself.
Yes. Oh, that's important. I guess balance is essential in terms of now you are kind to others, but you are also making sure that you are kind to yourself. And I think it brings us down to the conversation about boundaries that we had. That boundaries are so important. You know, have the boundaries. You know, because too much of anything is not good, no matter how great it is. No matter how amazing it is, too much of anything is never truly good. So no, I completely stand with that. And I feel like sometimes with people who are kind, it's easy to mistake them to be a bit of a doormat, and they're not.
Ooh, that makes me so
It's easy
angry.
for people to take advantage of
And
you.
to take advantage of you because
That's
they
not
know
nice.
that you are kind.
That's not nice.
You know? So I think it's good to have an element of, you know what? Don't try me, but I'm a nice person. Meh, don't try me, but I am actually a nice person.
I outright do not entertain people who are
Okay.
disrespectful and not kind.
Okay.
So from the moment you give me that energy,
Yes.
I will ghost you to your face. I will
Yes.
not acknowledge your existence.
Yes.
At all.
And I think that is fair. And the reason why I say I think that is fair is because you can't. I believe in the sow and reap principle. You know, you can't sow nonsense and expect extravagance. Like it makes no sense. You can't. So I feel like you are going to kind of receive the energy back, because for how long can someone continue being nice and kind to you when your energy is off? And you're not a nice person, you know? And kindness is nothing, guys. Another thing is that everyone is going through so much. You know, we're all going through so much. Whether
So
good,
true.
bad, you know, we're doing this life thing. So it doesn't cost that much just to be kind. It
Smile
honestly
at
costs-
someone,
you
say
understand,
please, say
you
thank
understand.
you, have
Don't be
manners.
mean.
Have manners. I
Don't be
absolutely-
mean. Don't be a bully, man.
Don't be a bully.
Don't be a bully.
Don't be mean.
Yes.
I absolutely love that. Show kindness, you know? Like, it's in the little things. You know, it has nothing to do with money, guys. I know. Has nothing to do with money. More to do with your mannerisms. More to do with just how you treat others, you know? And especially, you know, nothing upsets me as someone who does not know how to treat certain people nice. When I say certain people, I'm saying you are rude to a waiter, you are rude to a cleaner, or you are rude to, you understand, like essential workers, you are rude. Like, I will never understand people like that. And I'm like, why?
I actually test men on the first date.
Yeah.
I always choose a restaurant,
Yeah.
and then I observe how he treats the wait staff.
Yes.
And if you're a meanie, no second date.
Guys, if you're a minis don't deserve second dates, and I absolutely stand with that.
They don't.
Don't forget to download our Bogart app, guys, and stay tuned in. Do comment so we can see what you guys have to say.
1,000 Rand Chateau Gateaux voucher.
When the city's asleep, before the grind gets going,
Thanks, Mama.
we already moving. Flipping switches, turning rooms into world stages. We don't crack under pressure. We crush it. We lock in and dollar what we must. From beats on stage in the spotlight to face beats in the close-up.
And there we go, guys.
Ooh, I like that.
Making every shot count. Cause the 9 to 5 is just the start. Noma kanjani. We move. We level up. When the beat drops, we get up. Namaje. Cause when the get up meets the go, anything is possible.
Well, like everyone who says that thing, DJ Maporisa or someone else is robbing me, what. No,
My royalties
it doesn't happen like that. If like you want your royalties, you mustn't go to the person you have a song with.
Yes.
You must have your own publishing deal. Distribution deal, so they can fetch those things for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I would mention you must go live and be like, me, I want my royalties from DJ Maporisa.
So do you think when Elama royalties were enough to probably even buy him a house right now as we speak, because
Nah,
the song
bro.
was just last year?
Nah, that's why he's still young and confused.
He's still young and
Yeah.
confused.
That's why as a Kabanguti, as a Fananan, I want like people who are watching us from far. He just needs to like be on a positive side. Are you much didn't speak with them? Police if he needs to apologize so that he include obviously much but understand
Yes.
yeah, so that's included because obvious dog if I mean, we had some feelings about
Yes.
so how am I gonna trust you if you can't even come to me so we can speak about it and close it off?
And so did you when I close it off?
I tried calling him and then he said he doesn't want to speak to me, and I was like, I'd fade it.
I wouldn't lie, man. I'm feeling like extremely motivated, especially seeing as that I saw Bentley Continental GT, something like a W12. That empowerment, man.
You have to have a vision. You know, the main purpose that Bucks arranged this thing here today is to make sure that kids get inspired to say, you know what, anything is possible. You know, Black Child is possible.
Them bringing these nice cars is a motivation to us that we have to do better so that we can be better people in the future.
Because we had that thing that we want to leave school because it's hard. But then after this cars, there's no that thing for us to we have to work hard.
Yes, you see us and it looks like it's fancy. However, before the fancy comes a lot of hard work.
You can drive an M4, you can drive a dream car, whatever it is. My dream car was to build a Golf, and I've achieved that dream. And it inspires me when my son is in the car and says, Daddy, you know what, you've done me proud. So you have to have a purpose in life, and I think that's what we need.
So nje manje udiphila ngumculo. Ya ngisho kanjalo ngithi ngiphila ngumculo kodwa khona futhi amanye amabhizinisi aseceleni engiwenzayo.
Okay, into efana nokusayo nitsango
ngikwazi ukuphila. Ngikwazi ukuphila.
Ebone ingoma yakhe kuhlanganiswa abanye abantu ngayo kuthiwa akuthengwa amathikithi na umcimbi ukhonto ulihla kekho kuyipost.
Ukujwayelekile kakhulu kuyenzeka nje. Ngeke ngibone nabanye sebenza ama video sibona ayibo kudlala ingoma yakho la kanti ukhona yini kanti ukhona ngithi haya ngekho mina ngazi wakwazi ukuthi kunomcimbi. Uyaphusha futhi ngiyanxusa nje nabantu ukuthi beqhubeke impela belekelele.
Abacula abaningi bashama amamiliyoni bathenga imoto. Vele kalihle ipakile nawo la ngaphandle. Nanti imiliyoni salibona la uhamba noma gumeto uthi umenyisa umjolo.
hayi monto angayithengi
waganwa ngayo imali
ngaganwa ngisakhombila ngagana.
Here is a free platform, a pan-African platform.
Yeah.
It gives you education. You network with these people. You do the links. We introduce you to funding opportunities. We introduce you to the organizations that you can't reach by yourself. The young people, I don't know, for some reason, if it's not a party or a DJ involved in a live performance, they don't want to come. You know why masterclasses and workshops are very important? Because of the information. It's the attitudes of the individual, my brother. Because you did not get help at that one, at the first one or the second one. I put it all on you because you didn't ask the right questions. At the master classes, they don't ask questions. Let me make an example. Ron's house has been repossessed.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm a billionaire, I'm a millionaire, but there are ways that we can open doors for you, for you to make money. And there's no small money in this world. Every masterclass is a free educational empowerment platform, you know. It's designed for African creatives, entrepreneurs, and professionals in the arts and the media space. But what sets us apart is the holistic and practical approach in delivering the real world knowledge with industry leaders, which you can touch and ask questions, network with, because everybody who's going to be there, we've asked them to say, block out your day. The youth want to talk to you. The youth are eager to come and suck knowledge from you. You know, that's why even this year that we've shortened the panel, and the Q&A time and the networking time is a bit longer.
In about 30 years time to 40 years time, I think everything is going to be robotic, because even
it's the
now
fact
with
that in 30
movies,
to 40 years we're actually still going to be alive.
Exactly. That's my biggest concern.
What do you mean I'm going to be alive for so much longer? Have you heard how AI can actually sound like a person?
Now you're gonna get someone saying, "Hey, Connie Ferguson scammed me of this and this." I'm like, Marachomi, can the whole Connie Ferguson come to you and be like,
I need 50 rand.
I need 50 rand. Maybe it's because it's never happened to me.
But my question is that of all the people Connie Ferguson could have reached out to, she reached out to you.
To me.
Her son, her daughter, her siblings.
A whole Zandile from Alex.
Her
Connie
friends.
Ferguson is reaching out to a whole Zandile.
She has friends.
In the industry.
She has a banker.
Exactly.
She has people who she can reach out to, but not Tyrone, Utula, Moklex, Dopu.
Your success is not dependent on how fast you run, but on how prepared you are. As a matter of fact, the quality of your delivery is dependent upon your preparation. We have people that wants to be present in the stage of life, but they are absent in the classroom of preparation. It is very disturbing to see how people rush into things that they did not spend time preparing for. So we see the gift and the man. So the gift opens the door for the man to sit to dine with kings. But once the door is open for you to sit and dine with kings, once you are in the room, the gift will not tell you how to behave.
When the city's asleep, before the grind gets going.
Cheers, bro. Thanks, mama.
We already moving. Flipping switches, turning rooms into world stages. We don't crack under pressure. We crush it. We lock in and dollar what we must. From beats on stage in the spotlight to face beats in the close-up.
And there we go, guys.
Ooh, I like that.
Making every shot count. Cause the 9 to 5 is just the start. Numaganjani. We move. We level up. When the beat drops, we get up. Namaje. Cause when the get up meets the go, anything is possible.
Ngathanda nje ihubo malivunywa izinsizwa zasoLondi makushone umuntu ngathatha lelo hubo lelo ngalibuka ukuthi lengaba lihle ukuthi lingagcini ukucula emncabeni noma ekujabuleni.
Lengoma iyatrenda kakhulu, iyatrenda.
It reminds me of Don't You Worry, Don't You Worry, even though it's completely different. It is so completely different, but it gives me the same vibe. Honestly, I know it's the one though. It's very interesting. We're getting plugged all the time, ne?
Yeah, and before that we had Frankie, my boy, Frank Ocean. I love him.
Frank is good. I love Frank.
Oh, I love Frank.
Frank is nice.
I got introduced to him via Tyler the Creator.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I was a massive Tyler the Creator fan. Believe it or not.
Yes.
If you don't know him,
everyone knows him.
Everyone knows.
I think everyone knows. Let's say that.
Who, Tyler or Frank?
Both.
Are you all sure?
Yeah.
More so Tyler, I think.
Okay, now I feel like Frank is more known than Tyler.
And what's crazy is that Tyler put Frank Ocean
on.
Yeah.
Because Frank was here last year, wasn't he? He was. Frank Ocean, he came.
Did he?
Yeah, don't you remember?
Oh my gosh.
Frank Ocean was in South Africa, mama.
Stop.
What
No,
rock
for
was
real.
have I been living under?
I don't know.
Because they announce these things on the socials. Maybe that's why.
Oh, my algorithm wasn't algorithming.
No, but it was supposed to show. It was everywhere.
Jeez.
But sometimes the algorithm be against you. It be against you sometimes. But Frank came. And I also couldn't go. It was December time, I think. So I think I had plans. So I also couldn't go. And it was... Apparently it was at Farmers Market, at Mordefontein, so it's right here.
That is heartbreaking. You're breaking
the
our
tickets
heart.
the tickets were also okay, they were not expensive.
Bro, I had money in
They were
December. What are
$8.50.
you
They were
telling
not crazy.
me?
Really?
They were not crazy at all. The tickets were $8.50. Even though at first the tickets sold out, so they had to release like another batch, and then those sold out. And then when they released the other phase, they were slightly higher. But for me, it wasn't that insane. I was like, it's worth it.
You know what? I remember because two of my, I'd say, ex-colleagues went to that event.
Yeah, a lot of people went. People were jamming to his songs.
I remember.
Hey, I was feeling the FOMO.
Yeah, I remember.
Damn.
I remember.
I was feeling the FOMO.
I'm feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but it's not nice to not see your favorite artist when they come to your country.
You know what? I'll get another chance, or maybe I'll go to him next time.
Go to him, mama.
I'll go to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is time for Did You Know? It is the month of love, so all our Did You Know facts this February have been love themed. And today I want to talk about swans. So did you know that swans can stay with one partner for years, sometimes even for life?
I love that.
Nah?
That's romantic.
Yeah, so swans actually form strong pair bonds and often raise their babies together. So swans are present dads. I love that for them. And when they swim side by side, their necks curve into what looks like a heart shape. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. Yeah, so nature really said, soft launch, but make it romantic.
I love to see it.
I love that.
However, it should be noted that swans do move on if it gets toxic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they move on.
I told you that animals be so strict.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, some of them.
Yes, so if the partner maybe passes away, unfortunately, they will get another partner. If it's toxic, they could see, hey, this one you're not hunting for food in the right way or whatever. They will break up, but they'll still co-parent.
But I know one thing for sure, they will mourn for their partner if the partner happens to die. And they're also romantic. You know, they gift each other sticks and, you know, flowers and stuff like that.
I like that. I like that. I still stand on the fact that animals be doing the right thing. You know, there's a lot we can learn from nature. There's a
From
lot
swans specifically.
there's a lot we can take from them.
There was actually this conversation I was listening to on the radio yesterday, and they were talking about, do we leave our relationships too early? And then the host mentioned the irony of the people who are in abusive relationships would stay longer than they're supposed to. But then the people who aren't would leave at like the littlest thing. I don't like the way he chews.
Yes.
Crazy,
I wonder what causes that, because I mean, this one woman made an analogy, right? That remember when you go through something traumatic, her analogy was that imagine you're in your home, a thief breaks in, they take whatever, they do whatever, and they leave. Chances are you're not really, especially if it's your house and you bought it, you're not really gonna move out. You're just gonna fix what you can because this is your house. You understand? Especially old people. Now, unlike us with our apartments, me, I'll leave.
Hey, me, I'm
you know.
moving.
But I'm just talking in terms of this is my house. I've been here for years, and now someone has broken in and invaded my privacy, and they've taken whatever they want, and now they've gone. You know, so she was making that analogy that, you know what, we must try and understand that that's why it's sometimes so challenging and difficult for people to move on and leave certain toxic situations, because to them it's like, this is where I should be, this is my home, you know, this is where I am,
this is what I'm
so
used
this
to.
is what I'm used to, this is my comfort zone, this is my home, so let me rather try and fix the windows, try and fix this, even after they've encountered something so traumatic.
Wow.
You know, and I don't know, that is sad. I feel like it is sad. No. It's not the way. It's not the way. I feel like it's good. Relocate, move, do something, because it's never easy. It's never easy though. But I don't know. Do you feel like we leave too soon in relationships? I don't think so. I don't think so. But it's possible that
there are some people who leave quick.
So quick, nah?
Yeah.
Which is good. Which is good.
No, that is pretty good, but I guess for me, when you're like that, I think you have just really gotten so used to being alone.
You know what I think? I think you probably don't even like the person that much.
As well.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
It's a mixture of things.
Because you'll never get like a perfect person.
You will never get a perfect person. I definitely agree. I feel like you are either leaving because you're really not that much into a person, or you just really want to be alone, or you don't like being inconvenienced, because
or maybe you love yourself too much to put up with that person's behavior.
No, fair, especially if the behavior is like nonsense. If the behavior is not the one, nah, I completely feel like it's okay to leave. It's okay to leave, guys. The behavior is not the one, nah.
With the Bogart man.
Do your thing and bounce.
Made for confidence, built for this. When the city's asleep, before the grind gets going,
Thanks, mama.
we already moving. Flipping switches, turning rooms into world stages. We don't crack under pressure. We crush it. We lock in and dial out what we must. From beats on stage in the spotlight to face beats in the close-up.
And there we go, guys.
Ooh, I like that.
Making every shot count. Cause the 9 to 5 is just the start. Noma kanjani. We move. We level up. When the beat drops, we get up. Namanje. Cause when the get up meets the go, anything is possible.
Like everyone who says that thing, DJ Maporisa or someone else is robbing me, what. No,
my royalties
doesn't happen like that. If like you want your royalties, you mustn't go to the person you have a song with.
Yes.
You must have your own publishing deal. Distribution deal, so they can fetch those things for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I would mention you must go live and be like, me, I want my royalties from DJ Maporisa.
So do you think when Alama royalties were enough to probably even buy him a house right now as we speak, because this song was just last year?
Nah, that's why he's still young and confused.
He's still young and confused.
That's why asacabanga ukuthi as kufana nabantu like people who are watching us from far. He just needs to like be on a positive side. Are you much didn't speak with them? He needs to apologize so that he indlule le ndaba le. Obviously much italbona but understand abo.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's indlule, because obvious dog if akayenzi lo nto leyo, I mean, uhetha my feelings abaya.
Yes.
Affect abantu abaya. So how am I going to trust you if you can't even come to me so we can speak about it and close it off?
And so did you, when I close it off?
I tried calling him, and then he said he doesn't want to speak to me. And I was like, I'd fade it.
I wouldn't lie, man. I'm feeling like extremely motivated, especially seeing as that I saw Bentley Continental GT, something like a W12. Infrared that empowerment or man, push man.
You have to have a vision. You know, the main purpose that Bucks arranged this thing here today is to make sure that kids get inspired to say, you know what, anything is possible. You know, a black child is possible.
Them bringing these nice cars is a motivation to us that we have to do better so that we can be better people in the future.
Because we had that thing that we wanna leave school because it's hard, but then after this cars, there's no that thing for us to. We have to work hard.
Yes, you see us and it looks like it's fancy. However, before the fancy comes a lot of hard work.
You can drive an M4, you can drive a dream car, whatever it is. My dream car was to build a Golf, and I've achieved that dream. And it inspires me when my son's in the car and says, Daddy, you know what, you've done me proud. So you have to have a purpose in life, and I think that's what we need.
So nje manje udiphila ngumculo. Ya ngisho kanjalo ngithi ngiphila ngumculo kodwa khona futhi amanye amabhizinisi aseceleni engiwenzayo.
Okay, into efana ukutesa unsango
ngikwazi ukuphila. Ngikwazi ukuphila.
Ebone ingoma yakhe kuhlanganiswa abanye abantu ngayo kuthiwa akuthengwa amathikithi nawo umcimbi ukhonto ulihla akekho kuyipost.
Ukujwayelekile kakhulu kuyenzeka nje. Ngeke ngibone nabanye sebenza ama videos sibona ayibo kudlalwa ingoma yakho la kanti ukhona kanti ukhona ngithi haya ngekho mina ngazi wakwazi ukuthi kunomcimbi. Uyaphusha futhi ngiyanxusa nje nabantu ukuthi beqhubeke impela belekelele.
Abaculi abaningi bashama amamiliyoni bathenga imoto. Vele kalihle ipakile nawo la ngaphandle. Nanti imiliyoni salibona la uhamba noma gumeto uthi umenyisa umtsholo.
Hayi monta ngayithenga.
Waganwa ngayo imali.
Ngaganwa ngisakhombila ngaganwa.
Here is a free platform, a Pan-African platform.
Yeah.
It gives you education. You network with these people. You do the links. We introduce you to funding opportunities. We introduce you to the organizations that you can't reach by yourself. The young people, I don't know, for some reason, if it's not a party or a DJ involved in a live performance, they don't want to come. You know why masterclasses and workshops are very important? Because of the information. It's the attitudes of the individual, my brother. Because you did not get help at that one, at the first one or the second one. I put it all on you because you didn't ask the right questions. At the masterclasses, they don't ask questions. Let me make an example. Ron's house has been repossessed. I'm not saying I'm a billionaire, I'm a millionaire, but there are ways that we can open doors for you, for you to make money. And there's no small money in this world. Every masterclass is a free educational empowerment platform, you know. It's designed for African creatives, entrepreneurs, and professionals in the arts and the media space. But what sets us apart is the holistic and practical approach in delivering the real world knowledge with industry leaders, which you can touch and ask questions, network with, because everybody who's going to be there, we've asked them to say, block out your day. The youth want to talk to you. The youth are eager to come and suck knowledge from you. You know, that's why even this year that we've shortened the panel, and the Q&A time and the networking time is a bit longer.
In about 30 years time to 40 years time, I think everything is going to be robotic, because even
it's the
now
fact
with
that in 30
movies,
to 40 years we're actually still going to be alive.
Exactly. That's my biggest concern.
What do you mean I'm going to be alive for so much longer? Have you heard how AI can actually sound like a person?
Now you're gonna get someone saying, "Hey, Connie Ferguson scammed me of this and this." I'm like, Marachomi, can the whole Connie Ferguson come to you and be like,
I need 50 rand.
I need 50 rand. Maybe it's because it's never happened to me.
But my question is that of all the people Connie Ferguson could have reached out to, she reached out to you.
To me.
Her son, her daughter, her siblings.
A whole Zandile from Alex.
Her
Connie
friends.
Ferguson is reaching out to a whole Zandile.
She has friends.
In the industry.
She has a banker.
Exactly.
She has people who she can reach out to, but not Tyrone, Utula, Moklex, Dopu.
Your success is not dependent on how fast you run, but on how prepared you are. As a matter of fact, the quality of your delivery is dependent upon your preparation. We have people that wants to be present in the stage of life, but they are absent in the classroom of preparation. It is very disturbing to see how people rush into things that they did not spend time preparing for. So we see the gift and the man. So the gift opens the door for the man to sit, to dine with kings. But once the door is open for you to sit and dine with kings, once you are in the room, the gift will not tell you how to behave.
When the city's asleep, before the grind gets going,
Cheers, bro. Thanks, mama.
we already moving. Flipping switches, turning rooms into world stages. We don't crack under pressure. We crush it. We lock in and dollar what we must. From beats on stage in the spotlight to face beats in the close-up.
And there we go, guys.
Ooh, I like that.
Making every shot count. Cause the 9 to 5 is just the start. Noma kanjani. We move. We level up. When the beat drops, we get up. Namanje. Cause when the get up meets the go, anything is possible.
Ngathanda nje ihubo
this team we are. If you're wondering if there's any shapeshifters, no, don't worry. We're just substituting. We're putting the right players in the right places. Don't worry. Right now, of course, is your number one player, jersey number 10 on the hosting chair. A big thank you to C-Claire, of course. She had to dash out, got very, very important meetings to attend to. But of course, the team is here as per usual to look after you for the next hour as we wrap up. As we wrap up the show at the top of the hour, 11 o'clock. But before that, we've got a lot to discuss. Of course, there's lots of topics. There's some that are shaking the country, shocking the country. Some that have shaked lives, that have shaked families as far as black tax is concerned. But I wanted to give you guys an insight, possibly insight that's going to shake the country tonight. Sandawan and Orlando Pirates meet tonight.
Yes,
that's going to be a big one. The whole country is waiting in great anticipation for what that game is going to offer. Of course, these are the two teams that are sitting at the top of the Betway Premiership. Orlando Pirates are currently occupying top position, and of course, Sandawan are coming in that second position. So things are going to heat up this evening. It's going to be a humdinger of encounter. Sold out affair as confirmed already. So if you haven't bought your tickets, please don't be a menace and go to the stadium and stand outside so the game gets delayed by 30 or an hour. We're looking forward to that kickoff, which is of course a 7:30 kickoff this evening. Masandawana take on the mighty Buccaneers. It's going to be a humdinger of an encounter. Before that, there's quite a few matches that took place yesterday in the UEFA Champions League. Well, of course, quite controversial game yesterday. Benfica against Real Madrid. Once again, Vinicius Jr. in the limelight for another racist abuse that took place yesterday. There was no confirmation. There was no evidence of it. He just said he heard it. All his other players said they heard it. He went on. He complained. The referee almost suspended the game, but of course, with the great influence of Jose Mourinho and other players, the game was managed to continue. And of course, Vinicius Jr. was also the catalyst because he also scored the winning goal of that encounter. But I'll give you more insight in that game. As far as cricket is concerned, South Africa are in the Super 8 for the ICC T20 World Cup, which is currently in the way to co-host the tournament. As India and Afghanistan are co-hosting that tournament, and South Africa have made it into the Super 8. And of course, they will be looking forward to their next opponent. And hopefully, I've said this so many times, hopefully they don't choke in this tournament and they bring the trophy back, because this time I think there's a huge amount of faith that the boys in green and gold might just bring that trophy back on home soil. The time right now is exactly 10 minutes past 10, 10 minutes past 10. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we're touching some of the topics that have shaken the country in the past week or so, a few days rather. A lot of people are looking and wondering, are we even still on Earth? What planet are we on? Because the way people are behaving, it's and you can't even begin. But we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.
When the city's asleep, before the grind gets going,
Cheers, bro. Thanks, mama.
we already moving. Flipping switches, turning rooms into world stages. We don't crack under pressure. We crush it. We lock in and dollar what we must. From beats on stage in the spotlight to face beats in the close-up.
And there we go, guys.
Ooh, I like that.
Making every shot count. Cause the 9 to 5 is just the start. Noma kanjani. We move. We level up. When the beat drops, we get up. Namanje. Cause when the get up meets the go, anything is possible.
Two-year-old e-hailing driver caught updates. If you didn't know, a fourth accused has appeared in the Pretoria magistrate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So a fourth accused has appeared in the Pretoria Magistrate Court after handing himself over to the police in Atteridgeville. This follows Monday's proceedings where 3 co-accused abandoned their bail applications and remain in custody. The matter has been postponed to February 23rd for further investigations. The charges they face are of premeditated murder, aggravated robbery, and hijacking following the killing of 22-year-old Bolt driver Isaac Satlat, who allegedly responded to a ride request on Pretoria West before being attacked. His vehicle and body were later discovered in Atteridgeville.
Is this the same driver that we saw set a light?
No.
No, this one is
It's a different driver.
Totally different incident.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What happened to this guy? So
I didn't watch that video.
There's a video.
There's a video.
Yes.
So there's a car cam. There's a car
dash
cam,
cam,
the dash cam where you see the whole incident taking place. I also didn't see the video. In fact, I didn't get the full insight of the story. I just heard it through murmurs in the streets. But yeah, it's very concerning, guys. You know. Here we are, we cry about unemployment, we cry about how thrive unemployment is killing the country. But then when people are out there trying to put bread on the table, and then you just have some other selfish idiots that literally just come in and say, your bread is also my bread, and I'm going to chow from your bread. You're not even taking the person's bread, you're taking the person's life. And never mind the fact that this person can't provide for his family anymore. You know, I don't know what. Also, looking at some of the responses that came on social media, a lot of people are coming out and saying maybe it's just time to not to bring this topic in conversation, but maybe it's just time to reintroduce the death penalty. But now that comes with a lot of concerns for the country per se, because South Africa had signed, I think they had signed not a peace treaty document, but they had signed a document with the ICC and all other commissions in the world that they would not be involved in such problem-solving issues, such as they're bringing back the death penalty. But now, if you have issues like this, where people feel like it's their right to take somebody else's life, that's quite concerning. Because how do you, as another human being, feel as if you are entitled to take somebody else's belongings? Never mind their life, but their belongings, their hard work belongings. What gives you that sense of entitlement?
This is so sad because the accused are young, and the driver is young. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
So they requested him.
Yeah.
They got in the car and then.
Yeah.
And amongst those, there's a lady.
There's a lady.
Why? Sitting
in the front seat. You know, this incident when it took place. Similarly, there was another incident. Actually, funny enough, someone quite close to me. One of the guys that work at the cut. His cousin was also an Uber driver, and this in Eldorado Park. And they also requested for him. It's very rare for Uber drivers to pick up anyone in Eldorado Park, but they requested for a trip in Eldorado. He looked at his phone. And he saw, okay, it's Eldorado, but I probably know these guys. It's probably a family member or cousin or something. Let me just go there and help them out. Because he was on the other side of town anyway. So he went back to Aldo's, went some shanty town, picked up 2 guys. The guys walked in the car. As soon as they got into the car, action started. Here are these guys shooting at the young man, telling him to get out the car. He gets out the car, and that's literally the end of his life. You know, so at some point we were concerned about passenger safety in Uber in e-hailing vehicles, but now it's starting to turn around where it's actually the driver's safety that's now a big concern. So where are we drawing the line for safety in being an e-hailing vehicle, in being an Uber vehicle? Whose safety is? Yeah, I get the dash cam, but the dash cam can't.
The guy had a dash cam.
Yeah, it's different. It's different if the dash cam is a reactional dash cam. If we can send out an emergency alarm, if we can do something reactive, it's different in that case.
I mean, you've spoken about this.
Yeah, you know, it has to be a lot more proactive. It has to be, because now we've seen the evidence. The evidence is it's horrible to watch. It's terrible to watch. Now, if you watch now, imagine this guy's family watching those videos through and through and through. When their son, their brother, their cousin has his life. It's like you're watching a movie of someone else's life being taken, but this is real life. You know. So I do think there needs to be a lot more I don't know what's the word, man. Technology needs to help us a lot more. Technology, systems, government, someone needs to come in and intervene, because it just seems like we've introduced you guys and we've introduced a system of convenience, but how you get inconvenienced by that convenience, it's totally up to you. It's not up to us anymore. So we've given you a system, deal with the system. You guys will you'll find your ways around it. You know, and that's my thing for me. It's similar with the grassroots football, for instance. You go to Kwabe Kilanga, for instance. They'll pull up a AstroTurf there, for instance, and AstroTurf will stay there for 5 years without being maintained. But now the idea is we've given you AstroTurf. You wanted development, here's what we've done for you, but now you're on your own. You know, so that's my concern with like stuff like e-hailing, for instance. We were very excited when e-hailing came into the country, but they never told us these would be the consequences of e-hailing, because now we're dealing with loss of lives, we're dealing with loss of profits, loss of assets in terms of vehicles. So I mean, and everyone just, I don't know if everyone's sitting and watching, but from my point of view, it sounds like everyone just watching and seeing what's going to happen.
I think we have zero faith in the South African justice system. The criminals 100%. Know that as well. Because explain why this thing is being moved or postponed to the 23rd of Feb for further investigations when there's an entire dash cam footage of the whole incident taking place.
It's so sad.
The judge didn't give a reason for the postponement.
Further investigations. That's what they said. They are postponing for further. What more do you need
when
to
the evidence
investigate?
is right in front of you.
Literally.
And you'll find possibly it's like a documentation or investigation, because Isaac was Nigerian, so possibly that's possibly another level of investigation.
So what would that have to do with the fact that he was murdered?
He was murdered.
So they'll go as deep as if he was legal in the country, if his documents or so they. It's quite trivial. Like, I mean, it's a trivial answer for what you're asking right now. But I mean, if you're looking at the judge will say, okay, the proceeding order requires me to verify and say so and so was legal in the country, so and so obtained his license.
So what happens if he was not legal?
Then I can't say what happens, but my general assumption would, I can't even say that he'd be considered as a non. How would they consider him?
Would the case be considered less important?
Maybe not less important, but maybe. Not to say this in a bad way, but he'll be non-existent. He'll be a non-existent human being. So in the system in the South African system, he does not exist. So therefore, they cannot. You get where I'm going with this?
Yeah, there's a term I forgot. I probably will get it wrong, that the Americans in the justice system use. They say undead or nearly dead. They refer to that as people like you're homeless, you're sex workers,
like
etc., etc. Yeah, so those cases, that's why a lot of serial killers, you see the serial killer documentaries are watching.
Yes.
They're paying off, they're coming out now. Yeah, so basically those serial killers would target those people because they know that the law enforcement, if they find out it's a sex worker or if it's someone on the street, they're not going to take the case as seriously. That's why they're able to unalive people for so long. Yeah. So maybe that's also another thing that criminals are looking at. They're like, let's target the people who we know the justice system are not going to take seriously.
Yeah, it might just fall away and just be swept under the rug, for instance.
Yeah.
But also, like, guys, be smarter. If you not to encourage thievery or robbery, but be smarter. I understand that technology protects the owner. You can't just.
And also, speaking on e-hailing, Uber has introduced a new rule. So they want all their Uber cars to be branded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I saw there's something about Sunroll or the e-tolls. The e-toll system also impacting Uber drivers. I don't know if passengers. There was a video that was shared. We just need to double check on that video. I think Uber vehicles will also be subject to charges for e-tolls and whatnot. I know e-tolls was a conversation we had quite a few years ago, but it seems to have revived itself. But now they're starting to charge e-hailing vehicles as well for going through for e-tolls, for instance. So as opposed to now because now what I think very smart from government, because they had realized some people would take Ubers and to travel to certain parts of South Africa, and those guys don't have cars, and therefore they need to be charged for the usage of the road. And how do you charge them? Is to charge them by them using e-hailing vehicles. Those e-hailing vehicles might possibly have tags in the cars, so when they do go past our e-hailing bridges, they get tagged, and possibly that might come off your trip as a passenger. Possibly. Just need to verify.
So they're trying to find a way to force us to pay.
We need to pay the money. They want the money back.
Yes.
But
go on.
Not to make light of a serious situation, which of course was the death of Isaac
Isaac
Satlat.
Satlat. Yeah. E-hailing, I think e-hailing on its own has been a separate conversation that some people tend to dive into, but I think we dive into it only when issues like this arise. It's a pressing issue in the country throughout, be it issues with taxi drivers, issues with taxi associations, with passengers. So it's an ongoing conversation, but I always feel like we always revisit the conversation when something as serious as this has happened. Why must we wait for something serious to be reactive as opposed to being proactive? I'd never get that.
And it's always like that. They had to wait for those kids, those 14 kids to die.
Yeah. In order to start checking all the vehicle worthiness.
They had to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Some people operate like that in their own lives. They wait for something bad to happen to them and they're like, oh shoot, I need to get my things together.
I never realized it was serious. It's one of those things. Huh?
Yes.
I think that was me with my health, you know. Like I wait until it's serious, you know.
Stop.
I don't think I'm a fan of the doctor.
Stop doing that.
Then you should look after your health. If you're not the fan of the doctor, then make sure you look after your health.
I do.
You know, especially heading over to the winter season right now, I think it's possibly going to be we always say this every year, but it might just be the coldest winter we'll see in South Africa. So maybe just ensure that your health is in check. They always say health is wealth. So make sure you're enriching yourself with a great amount of health. Before we take a quick break, there's another topic of conversation we wanted to dive into. I know the time right now is 23 minutes past.
Black text.
Yeah, that one. That's the one that triggers a lot of nerves. You touch a lot of nerves in that one.
I'm going to trigger so many people.
Yeah, we're going to dive into that conversation after our short song break. Also, of course, at 10:30, I'm going to give you an insight as far as our sports is concerned. Like I did mention, there's been a lot happening in the sporting fraternity throughout the course of this week. And of course, heading over to the weekend as well, there'll be a lot more that we can look forward to. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot happening. Also, as far as the radio station is concerned, we have so many campaigns that are currently running on the Bogart Radio app. So if you haven't headed over to our app, onto the Win With Us tab, you're doing yourself a huge disfavor. And please don't come to me in the passage and ask me, Rob, can I have a t-shirt? Rob, can I have a piece of cake? All those things are waiting for you at our Win With Us tab. So head over to the Win With Us. In fact, what you need to do is download the Bogart Radio app, head over to the sign in, head over to the Win With Us tab, enter the keywords for the various competitions or the various campaigns. And of course, the more times you enter, the greater your chances are of winning various competitions, be it Bogart Radio t-shirts, be it the Chateau Gateaux, the giving away a free cake, if I'm not mistaken. That should be quite interesting for the month of love. So just get that sweet tooth, sweetening.
They're giving away a lot.
They're giving away 1,000 rand vouchers, so you can choose your own cake. That's what I love.
1,000 rand. I know Chateau Gateaux have proper cakes. Those are quality cakes. Now imagine if 1,000 rand worth of cake. I'm not going to eat that cake. I'll have it there as a display. Let me admire this cake now. Of course, other competitions being run by Pindile and Tyrone, the one and only Tyrone himself on Echoes of the City. So tune in with them. Of course, they broadcast on a Saturday morning from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock as well. So you can look out for that. Just general campaign insight. We do run the campaign throughout the course of the day. So if you have missed it, listen to the show throughout the course of the day to get insight as to what we are offering. The time right now is 25 minutes past 10 o'clock. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.
When the city's asleep, before the grind gets going,
Thanks, Mama.
we already moving. Flipping switches, turning rooms into world stages. We don't crack under pressure. We crush it. We lock in and dollar what we must. From beats on stage in the spotlight to face beats in the close-up.
And there we go, guys.
Ooh, I like that.
Making every shot count. Cause the 9 to 5 is just the start. Numaganjani. We move. We level up. When the beat drops, we get up. Namaje. Cause when the get up meets the go, anything is possible.
Like everyone who says that thing, DJ Maporisa or someone else is robbing me, what now.
Mama royalties
doesn't happen like that. if like you want your royalties, you mustn't go to the person you have a song with.
Yes.
You must have your own publishing deal. Distribution deal. So they can fetch those things for you.
Yes.
Yeah. I would mention you must go live and be like, me, I want my royalties from DJ Maporisa.
So do you think when Elama royalties were enough to probably even buy him a house right now as we speak? Because this song was just last year's last year.
Nah. That's why he's still young and confused.
He's still young and confused.
That's why as a Kabanguti, as a Fananan, I want like people who are watching us from far. He just needs to like be on a positive side. I much didn't speak with them. He needs to apologize so that he include obviously much but to understand.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's included because obvious dog. If I mean, we had some feelings about So how am I gonna trust you if you can't even come to me so we can speak about it and close it off?
And so did you when I close it off?
I tried calling him and then he said he doesn't want to speak to me. And I was like, I'd fade it.
I wouldn't lie, man. I'm feeling like extremely motivated, or especially seeing as that I saw Bentley Continental GT, something like a W12. That empowerment, man.
You have to have a vision. You know, the main purpose that Bucks arranged this thing here today is to make sure that kids get inspired to say, you know what, anything is possible. You know, Black Child is possible.
Them bringing these nice cars is a motivation to us that we have to do better so that we can be better people in the future.
Because we had that thing that we wanna leave school because it's hard, but then after this cars, there's no that thing for us to. We have to work hard.
Yes, you see us and it looks like it's fancy. However, before the fancy comes a lot of hard work.
You can drive an M4, you can drive a dream car, whatever it is. My dream car was to build a Golf, and I've achieved that dream. And it inspires me when my son's in the car and says, Daddy, you know what, you've done me proud. So you have to have a purpose in life, and I think that's what we need.
So nje manje udiphila ngumculo. Ya ngisho kanjalo ngithi ngiphila ngumculo kodwa khona futhi amanye amabhizinisi aseceleni engiwenzayo.
Okay, into efana ukuthesa insango
ngikwazi ukuphila. Ngikwazi ukuphila.
Ebone ingoma yakhe kuhlanganiswa abanye abantu ngayo kuthiwa akuthengwa amathikithi na umcimbi ukhona ulihla kekho kuyipost.
Ukujwayelekile kakhulu kuyenzeka nje. Ngeke ngibone nabanye sebenza ama videos sibona ayibo kudlalwa ingoma yakho la kanti ukhona kanti ukhona ngithi haya ngekho mina ngazi wakwazi ukuthi kunomcimbi. Uyaphusha futhi ngiyanxusa nje nabantu ukuthi beqhubeke impela belekelele.
Abaculi abaningi bashama amamiliyoni bathenga imoto. Vele kalihle ipakile nawo la ngaphandle. Nanti imiliyoni salibona la uhamba noma gumeto uthi unyisa umtsholo.
Hayi monto angayithenga.
Waganwa ngayo imali.
Ngaganwa ngisakhombila ngagana.
Here is a free platform, a Pan-African platform.
Yeah.
It gives you education. You network with these people. You do the links. We introduce you to funding opportunities. We introduce you to the organizations that you can't reach by yourself. The young people, I don't know, for some reason, if it's not a party or a DJ involved in a live performance, they don't want to come. You know why masterclasses and workshops are very important? Because of the information. It's the attitudes of the individual, my brother. Because you did not get help at that one, at the first one or the second one. I put it all on you because you didn't ask the right questions. At the masterclasses, they don't ask questions. Let me make an example. Ron's house has been repossessed. I'm not saying I'm a billionaire, I'm a millionaire, but there are ways that we can open doors for you, for you to make money. And there's no small money in this world. Every masterclass is a free educational empowerment platform, you know. It's designed for African creatives, entrepreneurs, and professionals in the arts and the media space. But what sets us apart is the holistic and practical approach. In delivering the real world knowledge with industry leaders, which you can touch and ask questions, network with, because everybody who's going to be there, we've asked them to say, block out your day. The youth want to talk to you. The youth are eager to come and suck knowledge from you. You know, that's why even this year that we've shortened the panel, and the Q&A time and the networking time is a bit longer.
In about 30 years time to 40 years time, I think everything is going to be robotic, because even
it's the
now
fact
with
that in 30
movies,
to 40 years we're actually still going to be alive.
Exactly. That's my biggest concern.
What do you mean I'm going to be alive for so much longer? Have you heard how AI can actually sound like a person?
Now you're gonna get someone saying, "Hey, Connie Ferguson scammed me of this and this." I'm like, Marachomi, can the whole Connie Ferguson come to you and be like,
I need 50 rand.
I need 50 rand. Maybe it's because it's never happened to me.
But
Wake up to the breakfast show right now, right here.
3, 2, 1.
This is Bogart Radio. Enough said.
Top of the morning from the sports desk. Let's take a quick look at our sporting headlines for this morning. This sports report is brought to you by Score Energy Drink. Diving right into it as far as our sports cricket is concerned for this morning, rather for the rest of this week. We've now got into the Super 8 schedule for the ICC T20 World Cup, which is currently being co-hosted out in India and Sri Lanka. Just to give you an insight, some of the matches you can look out for as far as the Super 8 is concerned. From February the 22nd, we can look out for a humdinger of an encounter as England, the mighty English players, the mighty Roses take on Sri Lanka. This game kicks off at Pelekele out in Sri Lanka, and of course India. This is going to be a humdinger of a game. I've not been saying that throughout the course of the morning, but India take on South Africa, and perhaps another decider. It's not going to be easy. Virat Kohli also part of that Indian team. We know how he can hit the ball across the pitch. It's not going to be easy for Aiden Markhams and the boys in green and gold, but of course they take on an Indian outfit on the 22nd of February out at the Ahmedabad Stadium out in India. And of course on the 22nd of February, you can look out for Zimbabwe as they lock horns against the West Indies. And of course, the Super 8 does proceed throughout the month of Feb, and heading over to early parts of March. That's when we can look out for the semi-finals as well as the finals for this tournament. It seems like quite a long way to go until South Africa might have a potential semi-final berth. But as things stand, they're still very much in the parts to be considered as one of the teams that might come home with the trophy this year as far as the ICC T20 World Cup goes. Just to give you a further insight as far as the teams that have qualified for the Super 8, of course, as mentioned, India, Zimbabwe, England, Sri Lanka, South Africa, and New Zealand. Currently waiting for one more team, either Pakistan or the United States of America will notch up that final spot. This, of course, takes place after Australia were knocked out of the tournament. So there's only one more spot left between Pakistan and the United States of America. It's quite interesting that USA have made it this far in cricket. I'd never considered them a cricketing nation. Donald Trump must be doing something good there. Anyway, continuing with sports, there was the UEFA Champions League match day took place yesterday, last night, with some interesting fixtures that came out. Of course, this round of fixtures that took place yesterday, these were considered as the playoff fixtures, as if you might be quite notable, rather. The top 8, there's already 8 teams that have qualified for the last 16. So right now, we're going to the playoff stage just to decide who are the other 8 teams that will complete the final 16. And quite shockingly, Real Madrid had to contest for playoff spots. 15-time UEFA Champions League winners, Real Madrid, find themselves in unfamiliar territory where they have to compete for playoff spots. And of course, the first game for that playoff spot took place last night as Real Madrid traveled all the way down to Portugal to take on Portuguese giants Benfica, who of course are led by none other than the pragmatic one himself, the special one, Jose Mourinho. Yeah. That game was not short of any drama. Of course, starting off, we played off to a 0-0 draw. Played off to a 0-0 draw within the first 45 minutes, but then things heated up in the second half. That encounter, Vinicius Jr. opening up the scoring in that game with a mouth-watering, with a humdinger, with a quality goal, notching up in the top right corner. Of course, our keeper could only stand and cake as the ball went into that net. After that goal, celebration. Vinicius Jr., of course, has to be in the limelight. His celebration, he went to the opponent's corner. He celebrated so much so that he was almost taunting the home supporters. Home supporters did not enjoy that celebration. They started tossing objects at him, lighters, water bottles, everything else was tossed as Vinicius Jr. as he celebrated a goal that he thought he was entitled to celebrate. Sometimes some celebrations can touch a nerve, and he did the exact same thing with Vinicius, with Benfica fans. And he's not the most popular player in world football right now. As good as he is as a footballer, his reputation does not uphold. He does not uphold anything at all. So a lot of players, a lot of fans always criticize him, always boo him, and pretty much was the only player that was being booed yesterday. So much so the game went out to a racist spur where himself and Benfica player encountered each other after the goal. There was a racist, there was an apparent racist comment that was tossed up to Vinicius. Apparently he was called a monkey 5 times, and in that sense he lost his mind. Ran up to the referee and told the referee, listen, there's a racist slur coming up from this player. I do not appreciate it. I would not carry on playing the game if you're not going to intervene. What did the ref do? The ref, of course, our most experienced referee as far as the UEFA Champions is concerned. He intervened, caused a big pause in the game, had a conversation with the captains, had a conversation with the coaches, Jose Mourinho and Alvaro Albaloa, to discuss a way forward if the game should be suspended or if the game should carry on. After 10 minutes of discussions, the game eventually carried on, but it did not carry on. It did not go on without its own fair share of drama and physicality. All players were diving all over the place, kicking each other until the last minute of the game. The 97th minute of the game, of course, ensured that Real Madrid came out with that solitary 1-0 victory to make sure that they take that victory home to the Santiago Bernabeu, where of course the host Benfica in the second leg of the playoff encounter. Should they win that game as well, they'll all but confirm their position in the UEFA Champions League last 16 spots. There were other matches that took place yesterday. Paris Saint-Germain, they took on a Monaco side with the all French derby, to say the least, in the UEFA Champions League. A very interesting game. Of course, 3-2 was the result in that game, favourable to Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, Ousmane Dembele could not finish that encounter as he has now notched up yet another new injury. Very, very disappointing for the current Ballon d'Or holder that he cannot continue with the same rich vein of form that he had last season. Very, very unfortunate. But nonetheless, his Paris Saint-Germain side came out with a 3-2 victory against Monaco. Galatasaray, Turkish giants, destroyed the old lady of football, Juventus, with a 5-2 victory in the first leg tie. Very, very interesting game of football. It was an early kickoff of yesterday, but it was worth the watch. Really, really interesting game of football. Brilliant goals that were scored across both teams. Looking forward to the second leg of this encounter. Borussia Dortmund secured a 2-0 victory against Atalanta out at Signal Iduna Park last night. Guirassy scoring a brilliant goal for Borussia Dortmund in that encounter. There are other matches for you to look out for this evening as far as the UEFA Champions League is concerned. Just to give an insight for some of the matches to look out for this evening, with a 7 p.m. kickoff this evening, you can look out for Karabakh as they take on Eddie Howe's Newcastle United team with a 6:45 kickoff. After that, later on in the evening, around 10 o'clock, you can look out for Bodo Glimt as they host Italian giants Inter Milano, and of course Club Brugge. They'll welcome Atletico de Madrid out in Belgium. Olympiacos will lock horns against Bayer Leverkusen in another encounter. So of course the victors of tonight's matches will also be added into the pot for next week's match. So the top 8 teams that will finish from yesterday's match and today's matches will of course book their spots in the round of 16 for the UEFA Champions League. It seems like we're in for a long season of football. Some interesting results that might be presented to us as we of course look forward to what an interesting season of football we might have in our hands. Speaking about an interesting league of football, or rather season of football, there's an interesting game this evening. Masanda 1 against Orlando Pirates. I know the whole building is quite jittery. Everyone's quite mum because no one knows what to say. No one wants to utter any words because they're waiting for the results of tonight. Tonight's result will determine how lively this office is tomorrow. If you're a Buccaneer, of course, the Buccaneers are sailing quite high at the moment. Everyone seems to be walking out that Buccaneer plank. You walk on the plank, you followed. Yeah, Buccaneers are really, really moving quite swiftly and smoothly through the PSL seas. They got a big wave this evening. Of course, that wave comes in the form of Mamelodi Sundowns, current defending champions of the DStv Premier League. Alongside with that, Mamelodi Sundowns also got confirmation last night of who the CAF Champions League opponent will be. So they also have that to think about at the back of their heads. But like all the coaches say, we always look forward to the game that's up in hand. We look forward to the game that's up next. And that game that's up next is the big one this evening. 7:30 kickoff. Look out for that as Masanda 1 take on Orlando Pirates. The country will come to a standstill this evening. That's pretty much my insight for this morning. As per usual, the Sports Report is brought to you by Score Energy Drink. I'm back again with more news as far as sports is concerned across the globe on Friday between 9 and 11 a.m. Until then, it's enough said.
When the city's asleep, before the grind gets going,
Thanks, Mama.
we already moving. Flipping switches, turning rooms into world stages. We don't crack under pressure. We crush it. We lock.
We had a feature called One Hit Wonders. You remember that? And in that feature, we featured our designer with a song called Panda. Remember? And we were asking ourselves, where's designer? What happened to designer? He came with such fire songs and he just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me remind you. Let me tell you where designer is, and you'll be very shocked to listen that this is what designer is doing right now.
Okay, let's hear it.
When the city's asleep, before the grind gets going,
Cheers, bro. Thanks, mama.
we already moving. Flipping switches, turning rooms into world stages. We don't crack under pressure. We crush it. We lock in and dial out what we must. From beats on stage in the spotlight to face beats in the close-up.
And there we go, guys.
Ooh, I like that.
Making every shot count. Cause the 9 to 5 is just the start. Noma kanjani. We move. We level up. When the beat drops, we get up. Namanje. Cause when the get up meets the go, anything is possible.
Like like everyone who says that thing, DJ Maporisa or someone else is robbing me, what. No,
my royalties
doesn't happen like that. If like you want your royalties, you mustn't go to the person you have a song with.
Yes.
You must have your own publishing deal. Distribution deal. So they can fetch those things for you.
Yes.
Yeah. I would mention you must go live and be like, me, I want my royalties from DJ Maporisa.
So do you think when Elama royalties were enough to probably even buy him a house right now as we speak, because this song was just last year?
Nah. That's why he's still young and confused.
He's still young and confused.
That's why asacabanga ukuthi as kufana nabantu like people who are watching us from far. He just needs to like be on a positive side. Are you much didn't speak with them? He needs to apologize so that he indlule le ndaba le. Obviously much italubona but understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus, every time he needs to come through with this. We appreciate the sound by designer.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I know you guys are speaking about another song. We called him a one-hit wonder for Panda, but then I also forgot Timmy Turner. Yeah, that was quite a dope song. When he came up with that, you could hear there was a sense of Kanye West. But now with this, you can hear that he's found himself. You know.
I think I love Timmy Turner more than the
Panda one. No, Panda was just a cloud song. That was just.
Yeah, it was a club song.
Yeah, very much a club song. The time right now is exactly 44 minutes. We've got about 15 minutes left until the top of the hour, 11th hour of the day, where we say our final goodbye. But before that, we want to shine some light on our topic of the day, which of course focuses on black tax. Yeah.
Is it a burden, a blessing, or both?
The biggest elephant in the room, the pinkest and the biggest elephant in the room, black tax. What do you guys think? Is it a burden? What is it?
I'm against black tax because I feel as though, as my parent, you chose to make me, especially me, I'm a planned pregnancy. So they knew what they were doing. So you planned for me to come here. It is your responsibility to feed me, clothe me, educate me, discipline me, teach me, etc., etc. I don't have to pay you back for that. Imagine I must compensate you for getting in their bed with a man.
With me, black tax does not exist in my world. I do not believe that it's such.
Do you guys think now with the answers you guys have given now, it's obviously coming from right word is subjective, coming from a subjective point of view. Generally, also if you look at South Africa as a country, generally black tax is a common thing. I think everyone else is required. I don't want to say it's now a requirement to pay black tax. Number one reason is because of the economical issues we have in South Africa, the socio-economical issues we have in South Africa, the unemployment issues we have in South Africa. So the minute you come up from a family, from what's that word? A neutral family. It's natural, no? more than
But nuclear
from a nuclear family environment where your family, your mother and your parents are worked to the bone to supply you the best life for you, and then there's that expectation, there's that requirement that listen, actually we've put you through primary school, high school, university, you got your first job. Your first salary, you are mandated. It's a mandate. It's a must.
Who do you think you are?
That first salary comes to us, and they use the narrative that it's a sense of appreciation. It's a sense of respect. It's a sense of honor that we are entitled to your first salary. Some people do it. In fact, a good portion of South Africans, of people around the world,
black people.
Let me black
Yes.
so black thing.
Black people.
A good portion of black people do it. And they do it comfortably. Some do it comfortably. Some do it comfortably to a certain extent, to a certain period, and then they realize, actually, listen, you are becoming a burden now. And that's the other part where we need to look at. We need to look at where when it becomes a burden, your financial burden on you as an individual. Already you have to look after your own mortgage, your own rentals to look to pay after. If you have a car installment, for instance, you have to look out for that as well. Never mind the fact that you have to look after yourself as a human being, starting off with that. Also, if you have family plans, if you got personal plans, you have your own family.
I wanted to say, do you know how many relationships and marriages got broken up because of black tax? Where the parents would feel so entitled to this man's paycheck that the woman is like, dude, just go be with your family.
Yeah, what about our family?
Yeah, what about the one we want to start? Now you're so busy giving your mom all the money that you're not providing for me as your woman. So why am I still here?
Yeah. I guess in those cases, granted, it's a lot of people who have fallen into depression because of black tax. But I think boundaries go a long way. Being strict and your family knowing where it stops.
Hey, some families don't want to hear it.
Chantal, I don't think some families know, because now you have Uma Grinza there in Emakaya that is depending on your money to come through so she can sustain her lifestyle. Not a lifestyle, but she can sustain herself, be it just to provide for herself. So she depends on this. Now already there's an emotional blackmail that comes with that, because now you think to yourself, my Grinza's here, she's about to kick the bucket. Now if I don't supply her, if she kicks the bucket, I might be the one that will be blamed for not providing for her, because I was the one that was responsible for it. Never mind the fact that you have other siblings that are not accountable, that are not responsible for supplying or giving some form of financial return to the family. For me, like you do say, it is very much a black thing. It's not so much prevalent in my life, but then there's it's in the back of your head as a black child, as an African child growing up. It's always in the back of your head that if someone from your family asks you for money, you are not supposed to look at it as black tax. Just look at it as a request for money. But now, if that request comes on a regular basis, now you start looking in a situation where it becomes it's a little bit depressing. It's a little bit. It raises a lot of eyebrows. Well, you only have two, but it raises the two eyebrows that you might have. To ask yourself and you say, actually, am I doing this for myself or am I doing this for you guys? What am I benefiting by giving you all of this money? Because if I give, I lose. And I'm not losing emotionally, I'm losing financially. That financial loss is derailing me. It's preventing me from getting to my financial freedom, my financial aspirations. So now you're literally paying a salary for someone else to live a life.
So we're going through that stage. A lot of my age group are going through that stage where they're trying to build a life for themselves. And I've watched so many of them be left behind and also be crippled because of their family. They have to include their family in their bills, etc., to the point where now this individual is so far behind the rest of us. So the family is actually doing this person a disservice because they're not allowing this person to grow at the rate they're supposed to be growing. They're slowing their life down.
And sometimes you have to choose yourself, man.
Yeah, choose yourself.
Also, let's discuss this black tax. How much is it, man?
It depends on the family. Others try to give your grandmother 5 clipper and she'll tell you nonsense. What am I supposed to do with this? Yes, there are family members that will literally insult you, etc., to just be like, this is too little. What are you expecting me to do with this? And they'll start counting everything they did.
The social grant is 350.
Exactly. They're gonna start telling you about all the unnecessary things. Yeah, remember the 5 rand I used to pay for CVs every time you wanted to go and wear your occasion? You are playing. Some of these, like the emotional blackmail you were talking about, some of these families will use your trauma, use the things they know affect you to guilt trip you into basically just giving up your whole salary. Even if you try to do something nice for yourself, you decide, I'm going to go to Bogart, man, and I'm going to go get this top from this new collection.
Now you can't wear your top in public.
Now you can't wear your top around them. because I know how much that top is.
You know, this is why other people end up cutting their families off.
Yes.
Like seriously, because I'm strict, I'm very strict. No ways.
So, would it be a general assumption that possibly a good thing to do is to eradicate black tax altogether, or is it more sort of a it's not a public thing, it's not a public law thing, but it's a public expectations as far as the African families are concerned. If we go and we vocalize and we say actually black tax must fall, do you think that's something else as culturally would be accepted as a like remember how fees must fall, how the fees must fall movement was, the way it was a communal, it was a general movement. Do you think that would? Because too many people are depending on black tax, I'm assuming. That's why you're saying it won't.
There's only one way for it to happen, is if our generation going downwards decides to eradicate it, and then you have to wait for the older generation to die out.
That's going to take some time, man.
Yeah, but eventually they'll leave, and we'll live a life without people depending on black tax. I personally, I have a little one. I spoiled this child rotten. I'm planning the whole private education thing that I went through, and I'm not expecting anything.
You're not expecting anything.
You know what I think?
It's my job.
You know what I think also? I think, we do ourselves a disservice by disclosing how much we earn.
Yes.
Like some things you need to keep to yourself.
But now, Chantal, sometimes people can see the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the food you eat. Sometimes they can see, sure, we can make an estimation. The car you're driving, at least this is where you are.
What if it's a company car? It's not even your car.
Yeah, normalize
even
lying
more reason
to your
why they should
family.
come to you, because they know you have a petrol card. Now we need to ask you for a lift to Karankura, in and out. They kill you back.
Do you know how I
just need to go fetch
regained
something.
my independence? Because there was a little while in my life where I lost it. Do you know how I regained it? I lied about my salary. There was a point where I got a promotion and I got a substantial raise, and I kept quiet about it. And I kept putting that money away on the side and acting like I still earned the same until I had enough to get my independence back. So sometimes you have to lie to them, especially if you know that your mom is gonna want the last penny.
Serious, bro? That you have to get to a point where you're not hiding information, you're you're lying to
Some parents want to see your payslip.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's your first job, I get
okay,
it. If it's your first job, I understand why. Because also, guys, I don't want to see this as an obligation. I don't know, man.
Parents need to accept that the kids don't owe you for looking after us. We don't owe you for looking after us. It's your job.
100%. And it's also up to us to draw those boundaries.
Yes. And how are you going to get generational wealth if I'm going to keep using the wealth I'm building on my family that's going to die out? I think you need to learn how to focus on yourself, and the older generation need to also understand that there's a difference between if somebody wants to help you or somebody has to help you.
Is black tax always financially inclined?
No.
It doesn't have to be monetary.
Really?
It doesn't have to be monetary. Because I'm leading off to the point of where you build your Magliza, your old lady a house, for instance.
Yeah.
You get your time a car, for instance. You start up a business for your sister or someone, or your aunt. I feel that maybe we look at black taxes as a minority return, as a sense of always giving back, always attaching money to it. But I don't think it always has to do with money. I think, in fact, more than anything, your return back on your services or return back to your family is a lot more appreciated if it's something tangible. Not that money is not tangible, but money is not long lasting. If I have something tangible like a small cottage house or something to stay on, or something to drive myself up and down, so I don't have to call the kid, hey, look, where are you? Can we go shopping? Can we grocery shopping today, or whatever it is? If I've given you something, at least you as a parent, you as an aunt, you as a guardian can be able to say, okay, even though I looked after this person for 25 years, for 30 years, the least they have done for me is they've built me a cottage. The least they've done is they've fixed my ceiling, they've fixed my washing machine, they've renovated my floors. They've given something where I can look at the floor and think, yeah, Rob did that. Yes. That's Rob's returning. That's Rob returning his appreciation for my upbringing.
Have you ever witnessed the pain of a black child being kicked out of a home that they renovated?
No, I haven't.
It happens a lot.
I've seen it happen.
For real?
Yeah. I've seen it happen. But I think also when you do something for somebody that you love, you shouldn't be expecting anything in return.
Fair enough. I'm not saying don't do stuff for your family if you want to do it, but the family must stop being entitled. Because they are crippling the next generation. If I'm giving you my whole salary, when am I going to buy furniture for my house? When am I going to put money together to get a driver's license? When am I going to do all of these other things? How am I going to save? I also need to start saving for my pension. What if I already have kids? How am I supposed to look after my kids if I'm too busy looking after you?
Prioritize yourself.
Yes.
Prioritize. Whatever you do, prioritize yourself.
And I'm totally for cutting off family. If your family burdens your life and slows you down, cut them off.
Yeah.
Or love them from far.
From far.
Yeah, I'm leading. I mean, look, I'm leading more so on the side of giving back more than other items, just money. I want to go back to my family house and be able to look at a carport, a car park, or a parking lot, and look at that and see I was the one that put that together.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you have done for the family. You know, just got monumental appreciation more than anything. But I do get the burden aspect of it. Some youngsters, part of our generations, have come out and said, listen, actually, this is killing me. And you touch on the depression, the anxiety part of it, the lack of financial backing part of it. So it does have it's a heavy burden to carry for anyone that's in any working environment right now. You know, knowing very well that you've got rentals that are sitting up to 10,000 rand, you've got car installments that you need to pay out, and you've got so many expenses for yourself as an individual.
You have
never mind that. Enjoyers in your life, Valentine's Day, birthdays, all these celebrations, and then you still have your family requirements that sometimes they might even need you to come for birthdays. Just need you to send up 10,000 rand or 5,000 rand on a monthly basis so they can buy groceries. But now you sit on yourself at the end of the month or mid parts of the month, you sit down and you think, oh, my salary is gone already.
I'm left with nothing.
I'd have this much right now if I didn't help whoever. And that's how you also build resentment, because you'll start thinking, I would be so much further in my life if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I see you.
So I think black tax is nice when you yourself, you appreciate, and then you go and show them your appreciation. It's not nice when you are being forced to appreciate.
Requirement, for sure. Yeah. Now, that's the requirement aspect that I was speaking about. When it's a requirement, when you feel like it's a monthly debit order, then it becomes an issue.
Yes.
Yeah. Then it's a like on the 1st or the 25th of the month, you know that message is coming. It's like your landlord telling you, Chief, I need the money now. So we don't need landlords. We don't need families to come out and be landlords for us. I think more than anything, like Feroz just touched on now, it's a lot more rewarding when you as an individual that have earned that hard work, that money that you worked so hard for, then you go to your family and be like, listen, here's 2,000 rand. I would like you guys to use this and this and use it for this. That's a lot more rewarding for an individual. But if it's a call from anyone, from your siblings, from your family, say, listen, on a monthly basis, this is what we need from you. It's not going to happen, because now you feel like you're obliged. You feel like, okay, but now you guys you're not even respecting my hard work efforts throughout the course of the month. You don't even know what I do at the office to earn this money.
Yeah.
But here you are. You've already put your name on it already. You put a debit order on my salary.
Yes, you budget with my money.
They don't even know what you go through.
Yeah.
Because things happen.
Because they can see you driving the fancy car, you're in the fancy clothes, so they know you're not going through anything.
In their mind.
Of course, in their mind.
So even if you try to tell them your problems, I can't give you as much this month, in their mind, you just have nice life problems.
You're just lying.
The only problem is your money is going somewhere else now. You want to take your girlfriend on a date. You don't care about your family. You only care about your car.
And that's when they'll start hating any woman you try to fall in love with.
This one is taking us away, taking him away from the family.
And then you're going to end up alone. Now you're in your 40s. You're thinking, why don't I have a woman? Your family keeps chasing them away.
You know what? Now that we're there, I don't think I can ever get married to a man whose mom doesn't like me.
Oh, any man I'm getting married to, your mom must have passed away. I'm sorry.
If your mom doesn't like me,
no, that one's tricky.
you're gonna have a problem.
Big problem.
Yeah, that's why some women stay away from dating breadwinners because of black tax.
Yeah, and especially if it's a mama's boy. Oh, that's if it's a mama's boy, then it's worse. Then you're gonna have a tough time in that relationship. But some people find dynamics that actually work for them. End of the day, there's always a quarrel. The mother will always want the son for himself, and the girlfriend or the wife will always want the husband or the boyfriend for herself. So at that time, you are literally in a tug of war. You're in between the two of them, and you decide who is more important, the love of my life or the life of my life, or my life giver.
Yeah, and then if you take too long to decide, the woman that you're in love with will decide for you. And then she's gone.
I will leave.
And then you are still paying black tax and you are alone. Be very careful, guys. You must be more selfish. I don't want to say selfish. Be more selfful.
Yeah.
Yeah, be more selfful.
Understand, like you said now, just understand what you give and who you're giving to. I think in that sense allows you to appreciate what you're giving more.
Give what you can also.
For sure.
Give what you can.
And if when you are always a taker, get your life together. Yo,
taking from people.
We are tired of you.
Oh.
You taking from us all the time. Get your own money. Yo.
Yeah.
Speaking about taking, the timer is now taken off and it's 1 minute past 11 o'clock, which pretty much means our goodbye for the morning. We would have loved to carry on with this conversation. It's a pity most of you guys didn't join us, but I'm sure some of you have sent messages in correlation to this conversation we had
Shout
this
out to
morning.
AJ and T.
Yeah, I see they're very much proactive in that on the app. Shout out to everybody else that was listening out throughout the course of the morning. If you're not listening, you missed a great opportunity, great information, just a lot of great conversation to say the least. Of course, we're giving insight as far as what's going on in the football fraternity. We touched on some issues relating to the e-hailing issues, more specifically the violence that we are seeing, that we're witnessing, that's coming with the e-hailing services, be it as a passenger, as a driver, just in general. What are the curbs? How do you fix this issue going forward? And of course, we're just looking for ways to better the country, ways to make your life better. Of course, our topic of the day was black tax. Is it a burden? Do you feel like it's a punishment? It's a requirement? Do you feel like it's a debit order for you? You can still give us insight on the app. We can always visit this conversation on another day. The conversation does not end. Just the show ends. Ladies, plans for the rest of the day? Lots of work. I can see.
Making money.
I can see. Very much. When I walked in, I saw the tabs were open. I know you're ready to make money today. Thank you so much for everybody that's tuned in. This has been The Breakfast Show. We trust we did a good service to you in terms of providing you information and education throughout the course of this morning. The time right now is 3 minutes past 11 o'clock. Until Friday, breakfast ain't served.